in New York City are feeling the squeeze with the rent as the pandemic deals end. CBS 2's Natalie Duddridge tells us even long-term renters are facing unheard of increases.
How is that legal?
David Salisbury Fry and Claudia Friedlander are musicians. They've lived on West End Avenue near Lincoln Center for 15 years. That is until they opened a rent renewal offer on New Year's Day.
They planned on raising our rent 74%.
Their building was rent stabilized for 2 decades until it was destabilized several years ago.
If you live in an apartment that is not rent stabilized or controlled, there is still no limit on how much your landlord can increase your rent.
Some state lawmakers are trying to change that. A good cause eviction bill is on the table in Albany. It would set a limit on rental increases by tying it to inflation.
The good cause eviction bill would cap it at 3%.
Housing attorney Andrew Lieb says there's several reasons why landlords are boosting rents.
Number one is the loss of revenue of the pandemic and the increased demand, which allows them to therefore recoup that lost revenue.
Lieb says laws like that are favorable to tenants actually increase rent.
This good cause eviction, just talking about it, is making landlords raise rent. Why? Because they're saying, oh, shoot, if this passes, I'm going to be capped at 3%. Better act now so I don't lose my shirt.
The couple worries that if the bill doesn't pass, only millionaires will be left in Manhattan.
As long as it is under consideration but hasn't passed, that landlords will feel like they're under pressure to raise rents as much as they can.
Ultimately, Friedlander and Fry did have to change communities and were forced out, but they considered themselves lucky. They borrowed money from family to secure another rent-stabilized building, hoping to avoid a rent spike surprise for at least another decade. On Manhattan's West Side, Natalie Duddridge, CBS 2 News.